school? Over. First day at this new school. What's your favourite thing about this particular school? I'd say the music department is, for me, the best thing about school.
On July 20th of this year, a post made on Reddit's r/InternetMysteries would lead to a disturbing rabbit hole that would soon become deeper than anyone could have ever imagined. I came across a post on r/Instagram where somebody mentioned these creepy Instagram accounts of people who are seemingly pretending to be kids. It reminded me of Pipergate in a way, and I feel like all of these pages are ran by the same person because of the horrendous editing style that makes my eyes bleed. The second image is bizarre because it makes me think Truth Sticks 11 is making a joke about themselves. If you look at the highlight titled After School, it's a video of what seems to be somebody naked. Just legs, nothing is shown. But if you go and watch it, you can see its sexual nature. Many of the photos on this account are an edit of that goofy face on a real person's body, and a lot of the bodies are in suggestive poses, which makes me think this is a definite fetish account. It seems like Smartschoolboy9 and Stephanie Schooley are following a handful of actual kids, or maybe it's just more impersonators doing a better job at hiding their true identity. I feel like the logical explanation is that Smartschoolboy9 is the poster's real identity, which is extremely uncanny to say the least. Is this just a really weird hobby? It seems like the poster's first language is French, and many of the posts are generally weird and hard to understand. I'm curious what you guys think about this. Before the r/InternetMysteries post, there was another Reddit post made about these accounts on r/Instagram, but this post wouldn't catch nearly the same amount of attraction. Originally, there would only be 3 Instagram accounts found to be associated with Smartschoolboy9, those of course being the ones mentioned previously. But within the comments of the old Reddit post, people would begin to uncover more accounts ran by this person, found on several other social media websites. But before we take a look any further into those accounts, let's take a look at the 3 previously mentioned accounts. Taking a second just to glance at these pages, you can obviously tell this is ran by the same person, with all 3 accounts having a similar uncanny valley aesthetic, weirdly detailed bios, and they all serve a very disturbing purpose. Smartschoolboy9 was one of the most pivotal but disturbing accounts found, because this account would physically showcase the person behind all this on camera, although in a very eerie and uncanny way.
School.
This person would proceed to dress up in school uniforms and then pretend to act like a young child, proceeding to upload these videos to Instagram. Like mentioned earlier, this account publicly showcases their face, but they would heavily modify their face with makeup filters and possibly a prosthetic. The videos uploaded to this account were weird to say the least. He would upload videos of himself quote unquote going to school, where he would often stagger around like a bloated corpse in a school uniform with a lunchbox in hand, while often making these disgusting noises with his tongue. To add more nightmare feel to this fire, in several different videos he can be seen wearing this uniform in public areas in broad daylight and at night.
So.
Within some of these videos posted to the account, he appears to be off screen. And in addition to that, in many of the captions of posts made on this account, he refers to himself as a 9-year-old boy and boasts of his many awards he has achieved and the school projects he is currently working on, alongside videos of him recommending snacks.
Good. I recommend these.
And watching movies.
That for friendship promise. Let's go to your watch lesson on the Tom Cyborg. Yeah.
Smartschoolboy9 would also leave eerie comments on multiple videos made by children pretending to be a child himself, and some of these comments would often warn children of the dangers of online pervs and predators.
So, that's the account run by a man pretending to be a boy.
Truthsticks11 was an account dedicated to posting updates of a fake young boy's life from a fake mother's perspective, and the account's first few posts are quite eerie as they are warning people about predators pretending to be young children on Instagram. Shortly after the first few posts, he'd begin using real-life photos of young children in suggestive positions, heavily distorting their faces. But to make things even more disturbing, Truthsticks11 would upload posts that would seemingly describe his own actions towards children, making and role-playing whole speeches as children, sharing their experiences of encounters with men pretending to be young boys. My brother, he is 9. He was asked online by a man wanting to convince boys that he's also a boy about holiday photos. My brother at first said okay. He would send 2 photos of the coastline with no people in the photo, but the man replied harshly. He asked where are the children in the first 2 photos, but then I said to my brother, you send him no more photos. I speak more in French in my reply to the man. He tells me to go away in a rough way. He messaged my brother for more accounts, but blocked him straight away. The third account that was initially found was Stephanie Schooley.
I'm Stephanie. 13. She was schoolwork.
This is an account used to document the life of a fake 13-year-old schoolgirl named Stephanie. The posts in this account are similar to that of Truthsticks11, with heavily edited pictures of children being the main focus of this account, alongside childlike poems, with even videos of underage children probably ripped straight out of TikTok or Instagram Reels. Now, one thing I should mention is shortly after the Reddit post on r/InternetMysteries, he would delete his Smartschoolboy9 account after making a statement on his Instagram stories. Now, at this point, it was obvious that he had caught on, and this was his attempt at some sort of damage control, but the damage had already been done, as the internet would soon unearth multiple other accounts directly tied to Smartschoolboy9 on Instagram, with an additional amount of accounts being found elsewhere on other social media websites like Facebook, TikTok, and X, with new accounts still being found regularly. Taking a look at the original r/Instagram post, in the comments a user would mention 5 more social media accounts found to be in relation to this user, those being Stephanie Stansfield, Schoolgirl Teresa, user 29027942 can be found on TikTok, Stephanie Schooley on Facebook, and Stephanie Steinsfield 1401 was found on YouTube. Honestly, not many of these accounts outside of Instagram have a lot of activity, but if there's one account I would like to notably look into, it would be the Stephanie Steinsfield accounts. Diving into the Stephanie Stansfield Instagram account first, it seems to be kept in line with what you'd expect from his Instagram accounts, a weird uncanny valley page with pictures of young children. But one thing that should be noted is that this is actually the predecessor account to the more widely known Stephanie Schooley account. Now, the reasoning behind this isn't known, at least not to the public, but I would just broadly assume he lost access to this account somehow and decided to make a new page, but I'm only just assuming. Moving forward, the first post in this account would be on October 15th of 2019, in which he would showcase a glimpse of his odd fascination with school shoes, school uniform, and children. Me, Stephanie Steinsfield, wild about being 12 years of age. Me with my pencil case that, oops, clumsy me, dropped upon the floor here at school, and now I have to pick it up. Yes, and possibly one of the miniest school skirts ever. The first few posts on this account are really weird. These 2 posts, those being the second and the third post to the account, are of 2 portraits of children he personally drew himself, without any captions or context behind it. As the page continues, it starts to become what you would normally expect from his pages, just a bunch of poems and word salads that aren't exactly coherent. At a first glance, the Stephanie Steinsfield 1401 YouTube account has no content uploaded, but they do have a playlist saved named After School. Inside the playlist, there is a video under the name 1995 Brixton at Night, McDonald's Teenagers Police, 1990s archive footage. The footage is nothing out of the ordinary itself. It's exactly what you'd expect, archived footage. But when you decide to scroll down in the comment section, a familiar name pops up. Almost 3/4 into the video filmed at ground level, a girl aged 12 or so is walking without any props whatsoever. and heeled school shoes. So isn't it odd that many schools ban heels? It's just not right. Thankfully, the independent school I attend allows heels. This is all just scratching the surface of Smartschoolboy9. One of the accounts that was found was known as Lyricist David, now known as David's Quick Comedy and Songs, a much more personal account where he would personally refer to himself as David London, a so-called musician and songwriter. He would regularly upload these extremely eerie sketches and vocal recordings for songs where he proceeds to speak in multiple different tones and pitches, with one voice even mimicking a child, sounding extremely similar to Smartschoolboy9.
Oh, hello there. First day at this new school. What's your favourite thing about this particular school? I'd say the music department is, for me, the best thing about school. So, if you make music early in the school day, it's really great for all the other lessons in that day, because you got music, creativity, and that's really important for school life, you know. It's really important for school all week long, every term, every year. So, I've just come here from school. I've got my homework to do. However, I'm going to try to apply to become a presenter or announcer. No, mate, we're builders. Go around the corner and you'll see, you know where the scaffolding is? Right, so around the corner, you'll see painters here and decorators, but I don't know who's in today.
Sorry, mate.
Oh, right, okay. Well, it's quite helpful. I'm not a painter or builder. I'm a school pupil at this moment in time, and I'm hoping to be a part-time presenter.
All right, mate. Well, go down the corner and...
No. I'll call to you in a moment. There's no way to speak to a young child in quiet.
Well, sorry, we was only saying, if it goes round the corner, we find more...
No. I'll call to you, and you'll know about it.
One of the posts uploaded to this account were lyrics written by Smartschoolboy9, otherwise known as David, where he would describe watching young boys from atop a balcony and describe the turmoil of different versions of himself within. Watching the sky from a Hammond Court balcony along Hotspur Street, Kennington, close to where I used to stand as a star-gazing boy of Kern Point. Every so often, on quiet evenings, a sound from the past or another dimension, the Kern Point lift doors, opening and closing. And yet, this is Hammond Court. And I know I'm not dreaming. On my balcony then, and on this balcony now, a view of Manly House and my boyhood play areas. And around the corner, although the green was bigger, there's still some left to walk upon forever. One night at 10:30, where the lift area on the top floor of Karen Point used to be, I saw a transparent lift with a boy inside it, dancing as if he had just been on a date. He clearly felt amazing. The lift then slowly traveled at that height across the Black Prince Road before vanishing like a UFO. Through binoculars, I'd seen he was in 80s clothes. And was the lift a kind of time machine? A glimpse into an Ethelred interdimensional show, or another universe's version of a boy who lived there, a Karen Point from another universe, invisible for now. But there, in 1980, I remember thinking, oh, for a lift to the stairs above. A mysterious atmosphere in the lifts at times, almost otherworldly, and each experience I loved. One day, another version of me emerged from one lift, in beautiful boy's school uniform. I could only stare as I stood on the ground floor there, as he rushed off to school to solve more mysteries there. And from my Hammond Court balcony, I still think of mysteries unsolved, but the boy in me and other versions of me will have fun discovering with great resolve. Almost all his lyrics seem to directly link to a district in South London called Kennington, and it's mentioned in almost all lyrics posted on that Instagram page. This led me to seek out if anyone had any personal experiences with David near that area. And a now deleted Reddit post on the subreddit Doncaster, r/user HotSupermarket9970 would make a post in the Doncaster subreddit asking if anyone knew of this man while showcasing a photo of David from a Smartschoolboy9 account. And user DJ Eric Zan would reply with the following. Yes, he's a well-known creep. I used to work at the court 20 years ago, and he was in court in the papers several times for approaching and writing to underage girls while wearing that makeup and young girl style clothing. He usually got away without conviction because the courts believed he didn't intend it. He believed he wasn't doing anything wrong. He was trying to speak to those girls because he wholeheartedly believed he was a girl of that age. He used to live with his old age parent, his mom, and the periphery of the town center. So he was always outside Hall Cross. And slightly further down, someone else would recognize this man. Holy shit, that's a blast from the past. I had a brief job fresh out of uni at the job center. I remember him coming in to sign. He was a well-known legend amongst the clientele. Does he actually look like that, or is he wearing prosthetics? Too long ago to recall in truth. We had loads of oddballs back then, of which he was but one. Boiler suit guy, mask guy, the gimp, the Lily Savage married couple and their leopard print, big curly hair and short skirts, some guy dressed as a schoolgirl, a man dressed as a baby, and then this nutter. Down below, another user would ask to DM him to get more information about the case. The user would respond with, I don't really have much to add, I'm afraid. This is 24 years ago. Whilst I saw him several times at work, I never dealt with him myself. He had a certain notoriety, Donnie's purple Aki in some regards. Everyone knew about him. Whilst all the other weirdos were just making themselves unemployable, he was definitely not right in the head. A David living somewhere in Kennington is offering up a spare room for £80 a month. And from reading his bio, they seem to share a similar interest to the lyricist David account. Gifted lyricist and versatile vocalist, eager to return to London but lacking transportation. I'm not wealthy or famous, but very motivated, honest and decent. Young outlook, happy to help you with music projects, hoping a compromise on rent may be possible. Must respect my privacy. A eerie news article from the 90s written by David would be found online. This article was written about school uniforms and why they're beneficial for students to wear. It's more than clear if any of these statements are true. David, otherwise known as Smartschoolboy9 and multiple different aliases, has been doing this since the 90s and is extremely mentally unstable, which all in all makes this whole situation a lot more disturbing when you stop and think that this guy has been on the police radars for years now and nothing has been done about him. He has been hiding in plain sight for all these years while physically stalking people, talking to underage children, and pretending to be a child himself. He is an extreme risk to not only the public but himself, as it seems like he doesn't even keep up with his own personal hygiene. This guy absolutely needs to be physically evaluated and needs to have his access to the internet stripped away. If this is what he is portraying on the surface level of the internet, I can only imagine what is going on behind the scenes. Speaking of which, as of the time of me recording this, not only has he privated multiple accounts have since been deleted and essentially removed from the internet. Smartschoolboy9 serves as a cautionary tale on the internet, a reminder that the internet isn't as safe as you think it is, and the hidden oddities of the surface web are always just one click away.